My name is Ricardo Gamboa, been a roofer for 40 years, and I'm the owner of Roof Care. I started being a roofer when I was 17 years old back in El Paso. I worked for the greatest roofing company there. Started as a laborer, became a sheet metal guy, then a supervisor, and after that, a few years back, I became the superintendent. I was brought to Longview from El Paso by my mentor, Terry McKinley. I met him in El Paso. He always felt like I was a sent from God to his company to help him grow his business. And then in 2008, I started my own business as a roof care. We have found with the experience that round downspouts allows the water to run quicker out of the gutters. Also, you don't have the right gutter system in your house. You can damage a lot of your foundation. You can have foundation problems. You can rot your fascia. We highly recommend you to use the right size downspout for your gutters and also the right size gutter for your house. With the name Roof Care is because 2008 when I started my company, I had a special needs baby, and every time when she was born, she was always on intensive care or quick care or all kinds of hospitals and stuff like that. That's why I decided to name Roof Care after that, because that's all I was seeing on the first years of my daughter's life. The most important thing about the gutter jobs is the elements that you use. We're using a strap with hook. This hook to the front of the gutter and allows the gutter not to bend. Also, what a lot of people is doing is they don't put enough gutter straps on the gutter. They put it every 4 foot or 3 foot or whatever. You need to make sure that you got the right amount of brackets that is going to hold your gutter in place. When a ceiling gutters comes, I would highly recommend to use a company that has in-house crew to install your gutters, because that way they can stand behind their quality and their products. If you got scratches on your gutters or a leaky gutter, whatever that you need to take care of, it's better to hire a company that has in-house crew because of that, because they can send the same people who come install it to repair it. Unfortunately, on the roofing and gutter industry, we got people who is just selling the jobs and subcontracting other people to do it. And because of that, the price of the job goes up, and you are hiring somebody who is going to hire a middleman to do the job. I don't recommend doing that, because the same thing, if the guy decides tomorrow that there's a better future in another industry, he's going to move on, and who's going to stand behind your warranty. So it's important to hire a company that is established and that has at least 3 or 4 years in business. That way, they're not going to disappear from one day to another. Moving to Longview, Texas was a challenge because we had to leave everything behind. We had to leave family, friends, belongings, feelings for the other people. We had to start from scratch. It's hard to become a stranger on your own land, but it's worth it. It was worth it after all these many years. You live on a place like I used to live in El Paso that rains once a month or once a year. You don't need a roof as much as you need it here in Longview, because we got constant rains and storms coming through. So you gotta have a good roof over your shoulders, over your head, to protect your assets and your family. This used to be Jones gas station. Everybody who has lived in Longview either used to work over here for old Ken Jones, and then I bought it from him, and I have my tar shop here. I took it off and we convert this into a roofing office. This is a GAF fully adhere system. As you can tell, we got a 1/2-inch recovery board over the existing roof with the special pattern that they require for the fastening. Over there you can see where the boys are stretching the membrane, so it's out of wrinkles because it's gonna be fully adhere. Usually you roll the PVC or the TPO, whatever membrane you use, you allow it to be free for like 20 to half an hour, depending on the conditions of the weather, to let the roll stretch itself. So now what they're gonna do is they're gonna bend half of the roll back, and they're gonna apply glue to the roll and to the insulation. And then they're gonna let it dry, and they're gonna push the PVC back. This is my daughter, Michelle. She works for us. She is the office manager, operator. This is my wife, Linda. My special needs baby, Nicole. My middle daughter, Ruby, who's married to my son-in-law, Cason Smith. He's our engineer, he's our estimator. They just had a baby, that's why he's not here today. The roofing industry is a challenge because there's so many roofers, there's so many people trying to be roofers, and everybody has the right to start their own, but you run across a lot of jobs that have very poor quality, and it's hard for people to trust their money and their assets with somebody and spend a lot of money on the roof and not have the quality they deserve. I've seen a lot of roofs that are leaking and they're not even 3 months old. Competition is hard in Texas, especially in Longview because of the storms. The most that you can offer to a client is your honesty and customer service. My favorite roof is a metal roof because I've been a sheet metal guy for 30 years. But really and truly, I would not recommend a metal roof over a house because it looks commercial. I think you need to keep the look of your house with regular residential shingles if possible. I want to give you a couple of tips on commercial roofs. We just finished this job 2 months ago. It was a 2-ply modified roof. We found a lot of hail damage on that, and that's the reason that we're having a lot of issues with it. And we had to completely tear off the roof all the way down to the deck and come back with 4.5 inches of ISO and a TPO roof system. The problem is that most of the time business owners don't maintain the roof properly. So that's a cause of a lot of problems when they don't clean up the drains and the overflows, and especially they need to make sure they call the roofer at least once a year to come and check on everything around the roof, making sure everything is good and in good conditions. So it's ready to start breaking metal. So this you put your dimensions and whatever you want in the computer, and the machine operates the guides on the back and push it back and forward to dimensions you want. We cut the metal here and then we bend it over here. When it's just one piece, we do the handbrake, but most of our metal, we break it on this one. We can make conductor heads. We make everything here in-house. Pursuing your dreams, and sometimes it's a challenge. I see America like a jungle. On the jungle, every morning, the lion has to wake up and run, and also the deer has to wake up and run. If the deer don't run, gets eaten. If the lion don't run, don't eat. And that's the American dream for you. It's nothing but waking up early, going to the house late, and just to make a living. America is a land of opportunities. We live in the dream, but sometimes it becomes a little bit of a hassle. My advice to you guys who are trying to hire a roofer to put a roof over your house is to make sure the roofer is in business for at least 3 to 4 years, that is established, that is local, and that you can have a couple of references about him.
Roof Care does it the right way. We actually have all our own laborers in-house. Not only that, but we're fully licensed, bonded, and insured. It's not easy having people work for you in-house and being real employees. You have to pay a lot of costs, not only for those licenses and for that bonding, but you also have to pay for workers' compensation and a lot of other things. As roofing contractors, we pride ourselves in being able to have people on your roof that we know. They've worked for us for years. For example, Lupillo and Manuel have been here for over 10 years here at Roof Care with us. That's the same story for a lot of our laborers. A lot of our field team has been part of the Roof Care familia for a very long time. Relax, we've got you covered.
My name is Ricardo Gamboa, Roof Care. No te preocupes, nosotros te cuidamos.